Well, I don't know how the sound is going to be in here. I'm going to try to film here in Starbucks because I'm at Starbucks because my car needs a battery this time, and maybe the alternator too. Battery and alternator. I know that there's a discount for batteries. There's usually a discount for service. Plus, if you go to Pep Boys, you get a discount if you are a veteran or military member. It used to be 10%, now it's 5%, but 5% is better than 0%. But I'm at Starbucks. Don't forget, please subscribe and become part of the 2%. I think we're at less than 2% of those who watch the videos are subscribed. Now, we thank you for watching. That's great. But I need subscribers to build a channel. Channel's got a very low subscriber level. When I got a thing from YouTube, they did a breakdown on my channel. They said I have a good, pretty good SEOs. That I have, my thumbnails are okay. I put out good and a lot of different content, but my subscriber rate is kind of low. So please help me build it up. Please subscribe, please like, and please share. So anyway, today let's talk about something that's going on here in Monrovia, probably going around a lot where you are too. They said the main areas that this happens is California. Southern California is huge, a huge area, and then all the way up the coast into, I think, like into Washington, into Canada, and that is that we have a lot of Romanian gypsy scams. That's what they call it, Romanian gypsy scams. And it's gotten pretty bad here in California, more aggressive. A lot of times in the old days, someone might walk up to you if they were unhoused. Back then, we'd probably call them a hobo or a tramp or a bum. They always had these names, and they'd ask you, "Excuse me, sir, can you spare a dime so I get a sandwich? You know, can you buy me a cup of coffee?" And that kind of thing. Now they're saying, "Can you give me $90 for a prescription? Can you give me $200 so I can get my cable turned on? Can you give me $300? I need." You know, I've been asked for as much as $500 for a car payment. So I don't know if I can $500. Now those are not the Romanians; those are the Americans or people that I would think that would identify as Americans, either citizens or residents, that come up to me and ask you for money. I get hit up everything for $20 for a sandwich. Just yesterday, I was $80 for a prescription. They were out in front of a drugstore. And they're pretty smart. One lady asked me, "Well, where's the prescription? Show me the prescription." They go, "No, the doctor calls it in." So they do know enough about how prescriptions work to run that scam. "Can you give me money for a prescription? I'm very ill." But the biggest ones we have around here that are consistent and it's an organized team, usually it's just one person with a piece of cardboard and a stolen marker, and they write, "Homeless veteran, please help," or "Homeless veteran, anything helps." They stand there, they hope you'll give them money. If you give them food, they take the food, they throw it away. They say if you give them money, you give them money for drugs or alcohol. And if you give them food, you're feeding the rats because they throw it out and the rats eat it. So that's what's going on. Now we can say that's not true, but it is. And that comes from the Salvation Army. I think Union Station was talking about that. They said, give money to the charities. No, they are charities. Maybe they're doing that because they want you to give the charity money and not give it to the individuals on the street. They said if you walk into a restaurant with them, sit down with them and eat a meal with them, then you know the money goes to food. Otherwise, it's not going to food because the food is not the issue. Housing's not an issue. There's housing for them. They just don't want it. Well, some don't want it. Some do. Some are just too far gone. But there's housing. There's clothing. There's food. You know, everybody's giving them socks, toothbrush. People get their kids together. They make these little hygiene kits. And I've seen some people where they hand them one that says blessing, a blessing kit, blessing, like you are blessed. And it has like 2 or 3 granola bars, you know, a razor, a little thing of shaving cream, a soap, a washcloth, some maybe some little cuties, those little tangerines or whatever. It'll have some of that stuff in there, and they'll open up and they'll look through it and they say, hey, there's no money, because a lot of people will put a $5 bill in there as well. So you get a meal now and eat some later, and it makes the person hand it to them feel better. And if the person legitimately needs it, it would make the person, the unhoused person or a person in need, feel better. I donate dog food and cat food because that's one area that that is given to people that maybe can't feed a dog or a cat, or maybe they're giving part of their food and that kind of thing. So I do donate dog food and cat food, and that's usually those that are families that have a pet will come there and get it, or they put small bags they hand out to the unhoused because they can carry like a 2-pound bag. You know, they take a plastic bag and they put the dog food in there or the cat food and give it to the unhoused individual. But that's what's going on, and we can say it's not. We can say, oh no, that they all take that money, they immediately go give themselves a bowl of soup and a salad and a little sandwich, and it makes me feel so much better. I'm so happy now in my heart that they are, doesn't remind you to subscribe? But anyway, they're so excited to help others, and others that are getting this stuff. Every now and then they'll open up, they'll eat the candy bar and throw the rest away. But if you live around where I live and you go for a walk, when I do this long walk, you just see piles and piles of food, canned goods, desserts, burritos, people and get them like a $12 meal, and they just throw it in the they wait for you to leave. Sometimes they don't wait for you to leave. So I don't want this. They throw it down, and they do that. But the Romanian gypsies, we have a lot of them out here. There's one here that always goes to Aldi in MONROVIA, California. They also, that same team also goes over to Panera Bread, and they also go to the Walmart in DUARTE. But I had a little situation with them. The lady there, I filmed her the other day. She had 2 kids, and she said she needed money for them to go to school. She wanted to give her $120 so her 2 kids could go to public school here in MONROVIA, California. So all the public school kids have to give $60 for their books. I told her, you do realize I can look up on my phone what are the costs of enrolling a kid at MONROVIA Elementary School. And that's not true. I told her that's not true. So look, I'm not interested, that's a scam. And she started screaming at me about something about, I want Donald Trump to be president. You know, what is she even, I didn't know what she's talking about. But anyway, so she was there with 2 kids, 2 school-age kids. Then I saw her about 3 days later. She was with an infant, saying she was a single mom. She's one of the big white sign, misspelled words, you know, S-I-N-G-A-L, singal, woman, anything helps, E-N-I-T-H-I-N, or what helps. It's just the same kind of sign. And so now she's a woman with 1 kid that is a baby, a little baby in a stroller. Before it was 2 school-age kids, now it's a baby in a stroller. So I told her, no, thank you, no, thank you. And I keep walking, and she screams at me again, this time. And when she was getting picked up, they drive a white Town and Country with a minivan kind of a car, a crossover, whatever. That's what they drive out here. And they were looking for that vehicle before. They were also in Arcadia looking for a white Navigator that they were driving, and they said it's a Romanian Gypsy. That was a Romanian jewelry scam. And what they do is they come up to you and they say, hey, you know, I need some gas. I got this $100 chain. Here, it's worth $100. You give me $10, I'll give it to you. Or it could be $600. You give me $30, I'll give it to you. And it's obviously, a lot of it looks like it came right off a vending machine. You know, you put a quarter in there with your kid, the little plastic capsule comes out, and there'll be a fake piece of jewelry. That's what it looks like to me. So I was over at ARCO AM PM one time, and that lady was in the car. I think at that time she was pretending to be a lady with a daughter who had been hit by a car and had a broken hip. And they had a girl that was sitting there. They put like, it was really weird. She was sitting there, she was wearing a dress, like a dress on top of jeans. And on the jeans they got some, I guess probably like stolen gauze, and they wrapped gauze all around her leg and put tape on it and said she had a broken hip. Well, we all know that if you have a broken hip, it's probably going to be in a cast, or you're not going to be walking with a broken hip. And also they had it taped like on her thigh. So I don't know, did she cut her leg where she needs gauze on the outside of her clothes and had a broken hip? I don't think so. I don't think that's not true. But anyway, so I was there, and they were trying to sell me some jewelry at AM PM so they get some gasoline for their 2 vehicles and a night in a hotel, I think at the Motel 6 in Arcadia, California. So they do a little bit of research. It's not just random, hey, buy this gold thing. They come up with a story. And I said, oh, no, thank you, no, thank you. And they keep trying to get you to come to the car. Come on, look, look, look. And when they say they try to do is they try to get you close, they'll grab you and pull your hand in there and either say you assaulted them or they'll try to take your watch or something like that. And I wasn't wearing a watch and I wasn't going to get close enough for them to pull me into a vehicle. But they were doing that somewhere in Arcadia, I guess, where they're doing it. They were holding some jewelry and a lady looked in and they grabbed her and they took her purse. It was either a purse or something, but that was one in Arcadia, California. When I saw them, I was in MONROVIA, California, there, and I told him no thank you, no thank you. So then I see that lady was there with a lady with a broken hip, and she was holding a sign. At that time, she was holding a sign saying that her husband her father had been killed in an accident in the United States, and they needed to fly his body home to Romania, and that happened 2 days ago. In MONROVIA. Well, where's the news story? Where's any information about this guy who was hit by a car and killed? Tragic if it was true, but it is not. So anyway, she started screaming that I owe them money because they sold me a ring with a diamond. They did show. She's pretty smart. Maybe a photographic memory when it comes to skin, or maybe they just have nothing else to do. They sit out there in the hot sun and they remember any kind of encounter that doesn't go their way. But she said they sold me a diamond ring that they bought from Jared or K Jewelry, one of the in the mall. Could be Daniel's, I can't remember. But they bought that ring for $3,000, and it was given to her from her husband, who she already had a father that got killed in an accident. From her husband, and he was killed by a drunk driver. So she had a drunk driver killed her husband. Her dad was killed in an accident. Her daughter has a broken hip. Same accident where they crossed the street, all 3 of them, and they all got hit by a different vehicle. I don't know, but I told no, I don't. They said that they were going to sell me this $3,000 ring for $300, but I only had on me $60, so I gave them 3 $20 bills. I'm surprised she doesn't remember the serial number. And does she know whose picture's on there? Is that Mickey Mouse, Walt Disney? Who's on the $20 bill? I don't think she knows. She just knows it's money. So she said I paid them $60, and I need to pay the rest of the money, or she's going to call the sheriff's department. I said, oh, go ahead and call. So she picked her phone and put she's on a conversation with the sheriff. Probably called the husband or whatever, so they could bring up three or four guys down there to see if they can get more money out of me. But I didn't give them any money to begin with, and it's not like she thought I was somebody else. She knew who I was. She knew I said no, thank you. I'm pretty nice to them. Excuse me, sir, my daughter. Yeah, no, thank you. And I walk by. I'm not mean, and I say, you're a scammer, you're a dirty bag, you're a whatever. No, I just walk by. Leave me alone. Let me work. Let me shop. Let me go to the bank or whatever. I'm not giving you money for your prescription. I'm not giving you money for your kids to go to school. I'm not giving you money so you get a new hip on your daughter. But it's the same lady. So this time she's screaming at me at Aldi, and another lady came up to her and said, you're a scammer to her. And she's, you both like that Donald Trump. You like Donald Trump. Well, I don't know what that means. She's screaming about Donald Trump. Donald Trump will not let her steal money from Americans. I don't know. But she started screaming at us. And she says, what is she telling you to me? And I said, just something about some jewelry. I don't know. I'm not interested in her jewelry. And I kept walking. And then the lady said she called the sheriff's department. The lady that was the potential scam victim called the sheriff's department. And she said, I've seen this lady with signs, and she showed photos and she's taken of this lady. I think she works across from Panera Bread, or right around Panera Bread, or maybe she goes to Panera Bread. But she would film the signs, and it's pretty funny because I've seen her now with need money for school, single mom, family, daughter died, daughter broken hip, daughter died, dad died, husband died, need to bring their bodies back to Romania. Oh, baby with cancer. That's why they're here, because City of Hope is here. Their baby has cancer, and City of Hope said, if you don't pay us $1,000, we're going to have to stop the baby's treatment. So they started treatment, the baby's hooked up to all this stuff, and we're going to pull out all that and give you back your baby. Not true. We all know it doesn't work that way. So That's what I've seen her with 6 or 7 different signs. You'll see there'll be one lady by herself, single mom and no baby. Then you'll see again single mom, and then one baby. Me and my baby are hungry. And then next time you see her, it's her and a 13-year-old boy, a 7-year-old girl, and a 2-year-old. And then next time you see her, it's her and her husband and her 2 kids. So it's single. And then next time you see her, it's her and an old lady, and the old lady has some kind of cancer. But suppose this baby had like, I don't know, bone cancer or something. And so that she called the sheriff's department. The lady who was the potential victim called the sheriff's department to talk to the Romanian Gypsy scam squad or whatever. And I said, I don't think there is one. And she said, no, I called, there used to be one. And it turns out that I guess there was a task force to rid our streets of the people with the white signs, I guess, was included. But then they started doing other scams. They go and they say they're going to spray, they're going to do a sealant on your driveway, and they hook up a compressor, so small water compressor, and they blow water and soap bubbles on your thing, and they say they sealed it, it's good for 10 years, and it's $600 or whatever. And they come out, sometimes they do it without asking you. They'll say that if they see a lady in the front and then a man or whatever, or a lady, they'll say that the other one, they'll have your address written on a paper saying that you requested it, and just go ahead and start it and knock on the door to get your payment. Well, obviously that's not true, you know, and it's just soapy water. They all were doing some kind of fire protection. They were spraying fire retardant on roofs, they said, and it turned also to be, that was water, and I think it was water and bleach and something else. Whatever they had, they put them in like little jars, and they would pour it into the sprayer, and they would spray it, but it was nothing. And they're doing that scam. They're doing the jewelry scam, the gas scam, that my kid died, my dad died, my uncle died, my grandma died, my entire graduating class from whatever, Gypsy High School, they all were killed, and we had to bury all of them. There's 50 of them, and my graduating class was a small school, and we were peasants and we were poor, and all 50 died. During COVID, they were doing a lot of that. My mother died, and they won't let me have the body until I can tell them where she can be buried. And one of them even showed me a receipt from like Forest Lawn about how much it costs to bury. It was just like a brochure, like they had talked to somebody at so you'll go like the farmer's market, the farmer and the Forest Lawn have a little booth, and they'll write down final expense, pay, whatever. And one of them gave me one for the Neptune Society. The same lady who said she needed money to bury her dead mom who died of COVID in Forest Lawn in Los Angeles, Hollywood area, down over by Griffith Park where the LA Zoo is. She could give me all those, showed me that paper. Then she showed me one for the Neptune Society, saying that they were going to cremate her mom and fly the ashes back to Romania. She had 2 different written estimates of that. Then I've had ones where they'll get a receipt and show me, and one of them showed me a prescription one time, and they misspelled medicine. It was like MIDISINE. I need you to take this medicine. With the computer and translators, you think they would have done a better job with that, but people just give them money. No, it's not. But anyway, so she calls the sheriff's department, and she called them again yesterday. Yesterday was Thursday. Yeah, Thursday. She called them yesterday, and they said, we'd love to help you. Yes, it's a crime. Yes, it's a scam. Yes, it's fraud. Yes, it's probably a felony. But we just can't do anything about it because they're putting skimmers. The same group that you're wanting to do something about, while the women are out there holding their signs saying they need money, the men are out there committing armed robberies, burglaries, putting skimmers on ATM machines and little skimmers at the convenience stores. They're doing the jewelry scams, all those scams. The scam that you're talking about, they basically classify this. If you're stupid, that was his words to her. If you're stupid enough to give them money with a white sign, what can we do? We can't fix stupid, basically what they're telling her. It's against the law, yes. It's a fraud, yes. It's a felony, yes. Quite likely it's child abuse and child neglect as well. A lot of those kids never go to school. When I was doing the census, I was talking to a girl, she was 16 years old, and the only time she would go to school was when she'd go with her mom or her dad or her sister or older sister or whoever, and they would do it. If they were handing out backpacks, they would go there and try to get like 10 or 15 backpacks with supplies in there, and then they would sell them. So these charities would get these backpacks for kids. Here you go, son, you can go to school. Here you go, daughter, little girl, you go to school. Here you go, whatever, you go to school. They would take them all and go sell them. So they go try to sell them for $15 or whatever. And she was involved. She went to another school one time and they got a tent, some tents from REI, the sporting goods store. They were handing out tents and supplies for homeless families. And so she was put together as a family. And then all she really has is her and her mom, she said. But the rest are all just fake. That's Uncle Louie and that's Bill and they're of no relationship to her. But you're gonna go put a 16-year-old girl with some man, and they've been doing this now since she was 9. She said when they came to the United States. They were doing scams in Romania, but they were gonna kill their family, so they left, which is probably true because they don't like the fact they were getting robbed. And some Romanian law enforcement for the army came and moved out there. They don't call them a gypsy camp, where they're grouping. They're like little mobile homes and old trailers and campers. They lived on some property. They were squatting and they were told to leave. And they came back. And then you come back again. We're going to kill you. I don't know if the kill you thing is true. They might have been just saying that. Maybe they'd be arrested. But they've been doing this now since she's 9 years old, just putting her with a man and a woman who's not her parents. You know, maybe his little daughter. You know, they pick you. It's not like, okay, Bill, you go with David, your dad, and Susan, you go with your mom. And no, it's David. I think you look good. You have 2 kids over here. David, you take your kid and this kid. And I don't know who that kid is. And then they plop us out in front of Walmart. Is that safe? No, that's child neglect, and it's not safe. They don't go to school. They don't get any medical. All the money you give is not for what you think it's for, and it's a fraud. But they just said, yes, that's wrong. They suggest that if you have a problem with this, that you need to talk to someone in social services. So they gave her, I guess they gave her a phone number. She said that she had talked to them minutes before I arrived. She'd got into an argument with that lady, who she was screaming at her, and oh, that lady, the lady who's at Aldi, who drives the white Town and Country, I guess she broke into this lady's car. And then her friend, who gave some money to them one time, found it was a scam and told the lady, no, I'm not giving you money, it's a scam. And when she got in her car, she pulls up, she was going to get in her car, she drove to the car door, and the lady threw a dirty diaper in her car. That's probably against the law too. It's a biohazard, I don't know. But so that's what's going on. So again, those of you out there who have a problem with this, and if you go on YouTube, you'll see a ton of Romanian gypsy scams. Romanian gypsy scams, they throw rocks at people, they steal the money, they do all these scams. But basically, the police department is correct, the sheriff's department in this case. If you are stupid enough to give money to someone you don't know who's holding a sign, you're probably getting scammed. You know, they are breaking the law, but you did it too. You're just as guilty as they are because you're stupid and you gave them money. Don't give them money. Don't give them money, and don't give them money, then you won't be a victim of their crime. Don't walk to their car. Don't look at, if they're holding up jewelry, oh, that's very nice, and just walk in. That's what I do. Oh, beautiful, and I walk over. They show me some jewelry, it's like a big chain with a big, huge cross. My friend, he's Armenian, and his dad used to show photos of him when he came over in the 50s or whatever, and he had this big Romanian, Armenian gold cross. It's probably fake, I'm sure. But they show it. This is from the Romanian Empire of 1642. It's priceless, but I'll give it to you for $30. Yeah, probably not true. So if you're stupid enough and you fall victim, they're not going to do anything about it. And the police department said, no, we're not going to do anything about it. And she said, but these kids aren't in school. They're not in school. Yeah, we know. They told her the kids probably never went to school. Never went to school. They're in school. Their school is gypsy panhandling scams. And so they're not going to come down there and take the children away unless you see something like they're giving the kids drugs or they're doing something illegal with, trafficking or victimizing a child. They're not going to do anything because the kid is sitting in a stroller like this, half asleep because it's 102 degrees outside. They know it's child neglect. The sheriff's department, they know it's child neglect, child abuse, it's fraud, it's felony, and they're going to do nothing about it. Nothing. So if you give them money, it's on you. So put some comments on here. Have you seen them? Have you been a victim of that? If you go onto YouTube, you're on YouTube, you'll see a lot of that. But the reason I'm making this video right now is that this one lady who is that one lady, but then some other ones that have a walking group. They said every time they go on their walks, they're approached by these people. And I said, I'm a white American man, 62 years old. Do you think maybe I'm hit up for that? I've even had someone that want to not sell me their daughter, but give me their daughter to take care of my house for me. I just pay them money every month, and I can have their daughter come to my house and take care of my house. And I said, oh, no thank you, no thank you. I don't need a maid. No, she takes care of everything for you. She cook, she clean, she makes sure you're okay. And you should give us $150 a month. We take it right from your account. Yeah. First of all, no on the giving me the girl. No on her cooking. I probably don't like their food that she cooks. It's probably not healthy for me. No, I don't want her to clean my house. No, I don't want to give you money. No, I don't want to give you access to my banking information. So no. But they're saying that they're talking about stopping their walking group. Because I said, no, just walk on by. There's 11 women in their group. Just walk on by. It's one lady, maybe two ladies, maybe a lady and a man, a fake Romanian family trying to get you to give them money and selling you jewelry. And they want to sell you a laptop computer that they bought by mistake. No, it's not true. Just keep on walking. You can say no, thank you, and keep on going. If they hassle you, then you can call the police. And usually, if you say I'm going to call the police, and you go to start dying, they walk away. I've had to do that once before. It was like 4 guys, and they were trying to corner me to buy a watch. And I said I'm not interested. They go, come on, show me how much money you have. Well, I know you have money. No, I don't have any money, man. Gotta go. And I kept walking, and it got to the point where I said, okay, man, I'm going to call the cops now. I'd already reached down to get a knife or whatever. I didn't have anything on me, but they thought, oh, this guy's going to fight us, and he's going to call the cops. It's not worth it. They're getting nothing money from me, and they might get stabbed, they might get shot, but it shouldn't have to come to that. You should be able to say no, thank you, and walk away. But don't change your walking group if you're approached by the Romanian Gypsy Squad. If you're approached by the homeless that wants to give them money so they can get a prescription. A lot of those are from and also what they do too. This is not the Romanian people, but they'll break into they have those little boxes where you can donate clothing or shoes or different things to Salvation Army or Goodwill or whatever, those little bins, and they're not monitored. They'll break in there and they try to sell you that stuff. They're holding us a teddy bear for your grandkids. This was a Caucasian man, probably about my age, very sunburnt and dirty, and he wanted to sell me some stuffed animals for my grandkids. I don't have grandkids, and I don't want his stuffed animals. And if I had grandkids, I wouldn't want his stuffed animals, and whatever. I don't have to go out and get a grandkid so I can give him the stuffed animals I bought from the unhoused individual over on Huntington Drive in MONROVIA, California. Anyway, everybody stay safe, stay hydrated. It's really hot out there. Don't forget, right there, subscribe. Now, what came to the lady with the kids in the stroller, or the 2 boys go to school, I would think that maybe someone should have came by Child Protective Services maybe and ensure that she's giving them water, food, or whatever, because they're just sitting in semi-shade in the middle of the Aldi parking lot begging money. So that's how they spend it. What did you do? What did you do last summer? I know what you did last summer. What they do summer, winter, fall, spring is they sit out in the dirty street asking people to give money to them and their family. So be aware of that. The reason I put this out is because I guess it's been an uptick. I don't know now that school's back in session. Summer's over. Are they going to say there's been a disaster back in Romania and my village was flooded? We never know what they did a lot with COVID, all kinds of different stuff. But it's never true. It's always not true. So be very, very careful with that. They haven't done any violence on me. I guess she said that someone had been hit in the face with some form of a small bat-like thing. I don't know what it was. It could have been a sawed-off bat. I don't know. But was struck in the face. It could have been a lead pipe. I don't know. Some kind of pipe. But a woman did smash a woman in a wheelchair was being pushed by her daughter, and they were trying to do something. So they said no, and they smashed the lady in the wheelchair in the face with a bat. Now that's definitely a violent felony. I'm sure the sheriff's department or the police department had a role on that. But if you've contacted the law enforcement, put it down there. I have. Oh, David, I also contacted the law enforcement. I've called twice. Once there was a kid about 4, and it was a mother and aunt were kind of asleep at Walmart, and the kid was about, I don't know, 5 or 6 car lengths away, walking and looking into cars. I don't know if he was trying to steal, if he was gonna find something for them to break into. I don't know if that was part of the deal, or was he just abandoned. But I told him, hey, there's your kid's over there. Oh yeah, he play. And I said, oh, okay, but you gotta be careful. There's a lot of cars here. Yeah, he play. He know. And so I thought, I don't really like that. So I went into the McDonald's. I called the cops. They did respond, and I don't know what happened with that, but I did call the cops then, and I was calling the cops when the guys were trying to get me to try to see what's in my wallet. So be careful out there. Hydrate. If you're exercise, remember morning and night, or mall walk or something like that. Be careful. Take care.